Shakti! I don't know why, I just want to laugh with you because I just feel like your life is maybe as chaotic as mine at the moment. I think we're really living the true goddess, aren't we?
Well, in the flow, you know, and she's always changing things. It's like, oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh no, just wait quiet.
Oh, that's because I didn't bother speaking.
Oh, okay. It was like your face was saying things, but I couldn't hear your voice.
So you're
Yeah.
saying she's always in the flow, the feminine, Shakti.
Oh, yeah, and
Tell us more.
it's really interesting that kind of combination of the masculine and the feminine, you know, because my feminine is so strong and the Shakti is so strong, and she's just, I really notice when I tune into that part of myself, you know, she just really has to kind of make decisions on the spur of the moment, and she changes her mind quite a lot, you know.
I'm going to share this video with everybody I know, all my family members, everyone, just to show them that it's not just me being do la la la. It's that it is so strong, isn't it? And because you're being present and following the flow, it's like, this is right now. Hang on, this is right now.
yeah. It's and then of course you let people down sometimes, or they think you're a bit crazy because you did say something, but then as you're feeling into the truth now, it's like, oh, that doesn't feel right in my body right now at all, and I know I shouldn't be doing that. So yeah. But I am working with my masculine as well. We've been quite task orientated lately,
and that's really good, because both of us run businesses based on doing what we do. So we have to, don't we? We have to be in that masculine element as well, and really sort of work with that, which is what I'm also doing as well. Yeah. So what are you doing on Saturday? Because we're both presenting on Saturday at the Awaken the Goddess Festival.
Oh, well, we're going to do a little bit of dancey thing that's kind of a secret. Well, I've just said it anyway. And I'm doing a workshop called From Maiden to Crone.
Right.
It's going to be so amazing. It's, you know, how you always offer what is potent for you, right? So I had this massive realization last year when I was going through my perimenopause, that the menopause and menarche, so basically when you start bleeding and when you stop bleeding, they're two massive gateways for every woman into your blossoming, into your power, right? These are two massive gateways, and often they're missed or they're misunderstood. And of course, in sort of our conditioning, we've been taught to think that those are bad things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're not. They're an opportunity for us to step more into who we really are and who we're really meant to be here on this earth. And so the workshop's about that. It's not just for people who've obviously just started, and it's not just for people in menopause, it's for every woman, because I tell you, pretty much every woman I've ever spoken to, there's a story around when she started bleeding. There's a story about unfulfilled soul's purpose and kind of trying to find your way to that. And then women who are at menopause, also a story of disempowerment and feeling you're not beautiful anymore and, you know, not juicy anymore. And I'm like, oh no.
That was the story with your workshop last year that really kind of saddened me, I think, because I think I was one of the very few women I know who just literally didn't even know I was going through menopause. You know, I was very lucky. I was very lucky. So I don't have a lot to say on that subject. I can talk about anything else. But but it seems like so many women go through really terrible, tough time going through menopause and perimenopause.
Yeah.
So would the workshop that you're doing help women to understand more, or would it actually help relieve their menopause, do you think? Is there a way that women can relieve?
It's well, I'm not promise making
no
that way, or like come to my workshop but the thing is, it's not about your body in terms of like the symptoms that you're having directly and like a doctor. It's more like what you didn't address emotionally and psychologically at menarche will come back in a way if you haven't resolved it when you come to menopause. So it's more like what were you stepping into being as a teenager when you started bleeding, and what were the issues around you at that time? How did you feel when you had your first bleed? Did you, you know, and then,
Wow.
so it's those kinds of issues, psychological, emotional, will come back at menopause to kind of be, you're given an opportunity to take those themes again and say, okay, this time I would choose my power, this time I would choose my blossoming, instead of feeling squashed and repressed and all of that stuff. So it's like the same theme follows you through your life until that moment. So if you haven't addressed it, it's almost like you can't but address it when you get to that point. So in a way, the symptoms that are physical, in my opinion, are connected to the symptoms that are emotional and psychological.
I think that's what Janita was saying. I spoke with Janita earlier in the week, and it's the second time I've heard that this week. It's amazing. It's fascinating because I've never heard this before. It's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're paying attention, which again society doesn't really train you to do, you can have quite an easy shift. I mean, actually, just to say, since last year, I've not had a period now for 4 or 5 months, I think. And I'm thinking, oh, have I just gone into menopause? It's like, I might have done.
Wow. Probably. And isn't life, I mean, I stopped mine in my early 40s, mid 40s, and I have to say, it's been the best thing. I wasn't a fan of having my moon cycles, but then I was on the Marina coil. I did it all in a very, very unnatural way, you know.
Okay.
I did, yeah. I mean, I didn't know what I know now. So this is what you're going to be doing on Saturday. So what else are you doing in your life, very quickly? Because this is only a really quick chat. While we have tea, we're both going to teach yoga or something.
Yeah.
I've got clients coming very soon.
Well, actually, the thing that I'm excited about everything, but I am going to be launching a group program in September, which is my big thing. It's like everything that I offer pulled together into a 9-month group program for women called Awakening Shakti. And
wow.
Yeah, it's everything. And it's come from a download that I had, no, not 9 years ago, about 4 years ago. But it's like these 9 themes of a woman's life that are so key to her awakening, from meditation to sexuality to self-love to empowerment to your masculine feminine relationship, everything.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm preparing. Sort of writing the copy for that, so that's end of September. And also my Dancing the Goddess is continuing, which is an amazing, I know you've been to a few of those.
Do you know, Shakti, I have not danced for several months. I've been back in the country for about 3.5 months, and I haven't danced. I danced once, and I went into the studio the other day, and actually Jenny and I, this is world breaking news here. Jenny and I went into my studio the other day, and I've had this thing about being naked, because that whole thing is like, I'm a little bit, not shy, but I'm programmed. I've never taken my clothes off much, you know, unless I'm in a relationship. But I've got a friend who's a naturist who he wants me to go and experience that. And so Jenny and I basically whipped our bras off and we danced around the studio topless, and it just felt so liberating. Why am I saying this now?
Dancing the Goddess the other
because
week.
Dancing the Goddess, I just love dancing. I loved what you did, and I so wanted to come up on your Thursday nights, but unfortunately I couldn't make it for various reasons. But they are brilliant. Your Dancing the Goddess is absolutely fantastic. Yes, absolutely
it's
brilliant.
Powerful too. This course, this particular one, it's blown me away. Like the power of each night has just blown me away. I mean, the Goddess comes. She is with us. Like moving through us, she's changing people's lives. It's just incredible. It's
wow. And this is all through embodied expression and bringing in the energy of a particular goddess. That's how you did it.
And we've been doing is particular goddesses of the Tantra yoga tradition. We've done we've chanted their mantra, we've done meditation and then movement and then dancing and then sacred circle. The next course I'm doing, we're going to do not particular goddesses. The next course we're going to focus on each chakra and go into the elements and come into it that way. So there's
maybe I'll try and get to that. Will it be on a Thursday night again?
Thursday night, same place. Yeah, because it's a beautiful studio. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. And so I'm going to see you on Saturday. It's really nice to connect. It's a real shame that the only way I get to connect with some beautiful women is like this, doing a Zoom chat that I'm recording and going to post on the Shakti Rise Shakti website and Facebook. So it's
Good.
really nice to see you. We're all so busy, and I'll see you on Saturday. It's going to be an amazing day. If anyone is there listening and is thinking of coming, there's going to be some really amazing presenters and facilitators there.
Yeah,
So,
I'm like, whoa, there's just so much on it. It's abundant, like so abundant and everything.
Absolutely. And everyone's really, really excited about it. Yeah. And I'm launching my book on the same day. Never again. Never again. It's bonkers. Anyway, lovely to see you, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
All right, my love. Have a beautiful
Lots
day.
of love. Have a good day.
Bye.
Night. Morning. It was like night already.
Bye, my